Guys, so in this video, we're gonna get all those parts that people were kind of throwing a temper tantrum about in one of the last videos. Check that out, 462,150 miles. Now we're also gonna be taking care of that instrument cluster here in a little bit. So probably a couple weeks, we'll be sending that in for repair, and then got some goodies in this video, so stay tuned. All right, so first things first, before I start the video, I need to get rid of this thing. So I'm gonna get this out and set it over here by the scrap pile. Ah, that wasn't that heavy. We didn't even break the front. Cool. All right, well, in this video, I'm gonna go over why I decided to dump $6,000 into this truck over the course of 2020. Also, just about $3,000 in tickets. Stay tuned. So I'm waiting on parts. I'm gonna go over a couple of things. Yes, between January 1st and now in 2020, probably sunk about $6,000 into this truck. You guys gotta remember, we put a motor in it. I put a transfer case in it. We did tires to it. I might actually have gone over the $6,000, but I'm just gonna round it off to that. So I've done a lot of work to this thing. I couldn't even tell you, like, we've gotten so many different turbo setups on this thing. Trying to figure out the other turbo setup, the little dumb things to make this work, new fender flares, new spacers, cab lights, mirror, like, it's just, there's a ton of stuff that I went to this. And I want people to realize, because it really irritates certain people to find out that there's people like me out here enjoying my life. This is what I enjoy doing. Like, it's kind of a hobby. It's definitely, consider myself an enthusiast when it comes to the automotive stuff. So this is kind of like, you know, your car guys, whatever. So I just have a truck. Now, when this thing's done, we're definitely going to be getting something else on top of that. So once I'm done throwing money into this thing, because yes, I am getting this thing painted. We also, because I need to like get some of these blemishes out. So we're gonna get this thing painted next year too. So we're gonna throw some money into it. We got a wrap for the hood, probably gonna be happening, or the roof. I don't know which one. And I don't know if that's gonna be before or after paint, but yeah, so it's just one of those things. Like, a lot of this stuff it really didn't need, but there's a lot of stuff it did need. So probably 50-50. It needed about $3 grand worth of work to get it back to where it was, but it also needed $3 grand of work for me to be happy with it, like new tires and just the things that we did to it that it really didn't need, but I just felt the need to do. So basically personalizing it as much as possible. There's no rot on the frame. There's not a speck of rust on this truck anywhere, which is awesome. The truck's got like 462,000 miles. The clutch has like 100,000 miles on it. And I also today decided to go and get shocks and brake lines. Yes, because I like to trigger some people in the comment section. So I went and did the actual dump video. People freaked out because of the shock hanging, and I think that was about it, honestly. Nobody knew about the brake lines, which the brake lines aren't bad. It's just, I feel like they're not neat enough for me. So I want to go through and fix that and make them actually neat and look like they belong. So I ordered brand new brake line on the driver's side, even though I replaced it. And then I also ordered, I'll show you. Oh, see, this line here, I ordered because it's kind of bent downwards because of how many times I've taken the caliper off. So I'm gonna weld a bolt on both sides of these perches. See, people were mad because I bought this exhaust tip and I did all this instead of like what I should have. So we also have this brake line here. I'm gonna be replacing this entire brake line. This side's gonna get replaced, and the rubber on this side, I'm also gonna weld a bolt on this side to tie this down. So you won't see any more sloppiness. You won't see, like, you know, this zip tie that I don't even know why that's there. So we're gonna do that probably today. And then obviously what everybody's been complaining about is the shock. So this is literally all that's left wrong with this truck is that. So obviously I have other things that I'm gonna be doing to this. Like just dumb things. Like I got a center console for it. I have the radio. I'm gonna be ordering one with a green back plate and one that's a little bit better. I also wanna put a stronger battery in this thing. You guys can see 462,200 miles. You guys can see that there's a 12 valve under here. Everything is pretty much neat. The only wiring that you see that's aftermarket is actually the EGT gauge or probe right there. That is the only thing that's aftermarket on the wiring. So like everything is pretty neat and tidy. Like everything's organized under here. You know, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but you guys can see our HE 341 chilling down there. We do have the 2nd gen swap for that. I've also spent money on a HE 351 and a couple of manifolds here, so just for mock-up, and then we're gonna get an aftermarket manifold eventually. I just wanted to make sure that I could get this to work, and then so I just need to order a down pipe for this and an intercooler pipe for that, so waiting on that. So we will have a little bit bigger of a turbo, which I love these turbos. They spool so well, and if we decide that I like this one enough, we might go cheetah in the future. So absolutely a big fan of the HE 351. Not so much the VGT setup anymore because, well, I have found that it's just not going to work out for the application that I desired. So we're also going to be working on a high idle switch on this thing today as well. So I want to put like a choke cable somewhere in here that I can adjust the idle for like the high idle. And then it's getting really cold out, obviously today. It's actually kind of warm today, but yeah, like last night I idled the truck for literally an hour after work every single day. And I also idle 45 minutes before I even go into the building. So it's like I'm literally idling this truck for like 2 to 2.5 hours every single night, Monday to Friday. So actually Monday to Saturday. So you get the point. It gets idled a lot, and yeah, I would like to be able to bump the idle up so that I can build some heat, because without the high idle, it really doesn't build a lot of heat because it's a 12 valve, and that's just how it works. See how many more people we can trigger because we're out here just dumping money into a truck. So also, for anybody that complaining about how I look right now, I haven't slept in like 2 days, so gotta keep working. So just to trigger a few more people, I went and bought something else that's unnecessary. So there was a hole already drilled here for a switch at one point, it looks like. So I'm gonna use this for a choke cable, and we are going to build a high idle kit for my 12 valve. So completely adjustable. So even though it needs 2 hands, let me see if I can get you set here. There you go, no throttle. So what I'm gonna end up doing, this is how I have it set up for now. I didn't want to cut the cable until we know it, we could get it working. So what I'm gonna do, there's a nub here on the end for where the cruise control was on this original motor. So I'm gonna try to find the end to that. Probably just go buy one or something, and then I try to attach it to this cable, and then I will shorten this cable up, neaten everything up. I have it routed nicely, so no issues there. I just want to cut this loop out, but I didn't want to cut anything and make anything permanent until we knew it would work. So I'm gonna let this go for a little bit until I find that part, and then we will work this. So that was my main concern. I wanted to get that high idle done, but I did end up finding the brake line for the rear. This was like $31. Both shocks I gotta do, and then the other brake line for the left side, and then we got two bolts. So I'm gonna weld the bolt to the axle underneath of here, see if they'll let me pull in. If not, we'll do it next time. But so we're gonna do that, and then this will have a brake line, brand new brake lines, and the shocks will be done. So all right, we're gonna slap these brake lines on quick. I didn't take the video of welding the things on there, so I'm not going to, because that welder is awful. And yeah, I don't want to show you guys the welds because it's terrible. Oh my God, he's actually doing maintenance. Look at that. Look how nice and professional that looks. No, I do not. Well, this will be the last time we're here for a little bit. Got the brake lines done. Yeah, it should be good. Let's see. We got nice new brake lines, both sides. Now we just need to put a shock on it.
All right, have a good...
Yeah, so like I said, we got the shocks back here. I'm gonna put these on. I don't know if they're any good or not. I don't know if Monroe, I guess. I don't know, whatever. Get this thing fired up, go home, and then we will take this back off tomorrow. I am loving the fact that I can just sit here and idle up without my foot on the throttle. I'm about to head out. I'm gonna take the high idle off. Simple as that. All right, as you guys can tell, we did go and get some new shocks. I don't know how I feel about these. They're reflex. I don't know. I'll probably upgrade these eventually. Went yesterday and got one of these for the air compressor. So this has the built-in gauge and everything, so it's kind of cool. I mean, 75 bucks. You guys tell me if it was worth it. So get to start finally using this thing. Oh, funny enough, I can't even compress this shock. So yeah, I'll say that this was worth replacing these, considering the other one doesn't even exist. There you go, we got 2 new shocks, all new brake lines. Look at yours now. I'm gonna go under here and probably pressure wash all this, because literally underneath all of this is a solid black frame. So like the frame is literally as black as the shock. So there is not one speck of rust under here, except the bed. I noticed this. This bed I bought for $100 in Connecticut, and it has one rust hole right here. But that's just the bed. So it's kind of supported by the bracket for the 5th wheel. So I'm gonna end up at some point replacing all of the hardware for all of them. Like here's one of the brackets here. So I'm gonna end up doing that at some point. At some point I'm gonna pull the exhaust off and get this whole thing welded out. Just little things. So other than that, so everybody complaining about, oh, you need to do all this work. No, this was like 150 bucks. 2 shocks and brake lines. I kind of just did it to prove a point and something to do. So there you go. Just gonna put this out there. You know, people will be mad that I put like $6,000 in this and paid $3 grand at tickets. But you also don't see that, like all of this, I spent like $5,000 this year on tools too. Like, I don't know. We ain't even done. I'll try to hit that $10,000 mark by the end of the year. Now, got the turbo sitting down here. I need to start working on that. But so we're getting close to editing this video out. Unfortunately, one of the boys is sick, so we're going and running some errands now. We got Liam back here, so we're gonna go fill the truck bed up with something, just something for the house. So other than that, we'll see how the truck's riding with the new shocks. Hopefully a little bit better, but if not, I noticed the airbags are very compressed, and I'm wondering how other people are getting away with this on their trucks when they're doing reverse levels and having airbags. Like I said, I probably got, what, 2-3 inches of, it's probably about 3 inches of the airbag left. So I'm wondering if that's what's making it bottom out, if we have to get rid of the airbags or not. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna keep experimenting and keep seeing, but other than that, frame definitely needs a good pressure washing, because we've been taking this thing to the mud hole quite a lot this year. So I will probably try to find some way to clean that off. But other than that, I'm gonna keep on moving. We're going down Hanover now, so no cops behind us. One passed us on the way, and he didn't flip around to pull us over. So, oh, welcome to Mount Holly. If we thought Carlisle police were bad, these guys are really bad. Luckily, I've never been pulled over here, but I have heard some horror stories about people that have been pulled over in Mount Holly. So hopefully no issues today. We're not going too far in. Oh, get in, get out. Here we go. We got some stuff for the house. We got a mile or two, and hopefully we don't see any popo on the way out. Whoops! All right, we just broke down. Good God. All right, this is a terrible spot to do this, but must be turning into Brandon 24 valve here. I just hit like 40 some pounds of boost and we blew the boot off. Luckily didn't lose any clamps, so I'm gonna have to get this put back on, but I swear to God, I thought we just blew a head gasket or a turbo, but wow, that was a loud pop. Wow. All right, get the wrench set out. Fucking state trooper just passed me and didn't give one shit. So we got the boot tightened up, got the intake put back on. We're gonna get this thing going back down the road. Hopefully no more issues. He's probably gonna sit down there on the ramp waiting for me, but you know what? Screw it. That's actually kind of funny. I mean, I wasn't looking for something to blow out, but hey, I guess we found the weak point. I would rather, I don't know, it was like 38 pounds of boost. I looked at it and I heard a psh. Like, all right, whatever. So, oh goodness. All right, we're gonna get down the ramp, we're gonna get home, and then I'm gonna close out this video. All right guys, so I'm gonna pretty much finish the video out here. Every time I seem to make a video about, you know, throwing some money into this thing, it seems to get people mad, and I love it. So I'm gonna keep doing that. We have a lot more that we're gonna be doing to this truck. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. You can see that we did go and pick up the things for the house. We got the Christmas wreath on the front. So hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one.